Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim. Today we're starting the Bards Guild. Now, a little thing before I begin that. This is our new character. His name is... Wait for it. There it is. Name, up at the top. Lubrak Gra Golob. I probably butchered the pronunciation. Now, that is an accurate orc name, and I will explain why in this video. That ain't going to be today's lore topic. Just like the last guild, I explained Argonian naming. In this video, I'm going to explain how to come up with a proper orcish name and the rules of their language when doing so. So, I just started the character. This is basically what an orc's stats start like. They got a very good heavy armor, good block, good two-handed, good one-handed. There are a couple points in one-handed above 20 because I had to wield something to get through the tutorial mission. So yeah, this is our starting, as you can see, they're pretty much built to be a heavy melee warrior build. Not much in the magical or the stealth trees. Now,
these are the guardians.
Yeah, I know, Roloff. We already know that.
13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Warrior, good. Those stars will guide you to honor and glory.
You can hear from him I already took the warrior stone. Now, right now I have a one-handed weapon, because that's what I found. The build itself I want to demonstrate with this character is going to be the two-handed Warhammer build, which is the slowest attack in the game. There is no melee attack that is slower than swinging a two-handed Warhammer. I'm not a fan of it personally. I don't much care for two-handed builds, because I find them to be, well, slow, encumbering. You lose too much diversity. I mean, if you want to cast a spell, you have to put your weapon away. If you want to block, you're not blocking that good because you're only using a weapon, not a shield.
This isn't Stormcloak territory. If we're ahead of the news from Helgen, we should be fine.
Now, here's the thing about the Bards Guild. It is really short. The Bards Guild is so short, in fact, I'm not sure it's actually a guild. So I thought of a way to make it a little more interesting and get a little more use out of the character, instead of like, say, 5 videos. So I'm going to give you guys the option. I want you to tell me if there's any particular quest or just dungeon, cave, castle, anything you find really interesting that you want me to show off. If so, tell me and I'll see about getting it done on this character. I am going to do the Bards Guild, but I'm going to try and tack on a few other things to make the Let's Play of this particular guild a little longer, a little more in-depth. And it's like I said, I'm not a fan of the build. I'm sure I'll go over that more later. But for now, I decided on the first video, instead of doing the guild right away, I'm going to do the Ember Shard Mine. You start at Helgen, you touch the Warrior Stone. It is the first dungeon you're going to see, assuming you are progressing the Riverwood like the main quest wants you to. This dungeon is without question clearly geared towards being the first one you see. So let's go inside and see the one that I skipped over on all those other characters. Right then, here we are inside the Ember Shard Mine. It is a very simple mine. It's got bandits in it. The gear in the thing is actually, some of it's scripted to be low-level starting gear. It's a very good place to just start out any character. It's also good because it accommodates many kinds of builds, like watch. If let's say I'm a stealth character, okay? I'm wearing light armor, not the heavy Imperial armor I'm wearing now. You can take all these torches down as you go to keep the area dark. It also introduces you to basic traps. There's a tripwire. Watch. Basic trap. This one's easy to avoid. The tripwire is right in the light. You see it coming down. They're just showing you that traps exist. This is clearly a learner's dungeon. More torch scones. It's got some basic alchemy ingredients if you care about that. Now, here's an interesting thing, okay? There was no guard outside. There always has been. This is the only time I've ever done this cave, and I've done it many times, and there wasn't a guard standing outside the door to stop me from coming in without killing them. Now, as you can see, it's a tutorial dungeon. They definitely set it up to where you could approach it how you want. That guard walks all the way back there by himself. There's another guard sleeping. You could easily sneak up and take him out in stealth if that's your playstyle. If it's not, you just walk down here and deal with it Well, like so. I will be getting a two-handed weapon as soon as I can. I just haven't found one yet. But, yeah. Now then, Orc naming convention. Let's look at my name again really quick. Lubrak Gra Golab. Lubrak. That is an Orcish word. I don't have a translation, because there is no translation for most Orcish words, but I do know it is an appropriate Orcish name. It's been used a few times in previous games for Orcs. Gra literally translates to male. When naming an Orc, the last name always has a prefix of Gra or Gro. Gra means you're male, Gro means you're female. The second word would be the name of the family you're from, like any last name, such as, any normal human last name. However, they do it a little bit different. Male Orcs take the last name of their father. Female Orcs take the last name of their mother. So if my mother's last name was, say, Golab instead... Well, mine's Golab. Let's say, Lublunk. That's another Orc last name is Lublunk. If my mother's last name was Lublunk and my father's last name was Golab, and I was a female Orc, then I would have been Lubrak Gro Lubrunk, which would have sounded weird, but that would have actually been my name. You don't... the mother does not take the father's name upon marriage. She keeps her maiden last name, and all her daughters bear her name as well. That's about how Orc naming works. It's pretty simple. Orcs are kind of a simple race. Excellent smiths, not stupid, just simple. They're very aggressive, and they solve their problems through violence. Stop that. As you can see, they solve the problem through violence quite effectively. Alright, down here, you can find this book, tattered journal. Basically talks about the risk of a, well, you'll see. Basically, the guy's working, he's pissed off, he doesn't like his job, and there was a tunnel collapse and he died. Not really that interesting. Now, another thing this dungeon introduces you to, in case you didn't pick up on in the main quest, is that sometimes bridges and other things are controlled by levers, like so. Lever pulls, bridge comes down, you can cross. And that actually spawns these two guards.
Did. Your eyes peeled. Don't think we're alone. You check the entrance. I'm going to look over here.
Now, as you can see, again, it kind of splits them up. Well, normally they detected me because I'm standing straight up, but one of them would have gone to the entrance, the other one would have come up here, which would have split them up to make it easy to pick them off. It's a tutorial dungeon, they don't really gank you that hard in here. They're split up well, and they're not that powerful. It's still an interesting dungeon, and that's another reason I like it. I wanted to be a two-handed Warhammer build. You will almost always find at least a basic type of every weapon in this cave, because they're trying to cater to the possibility of letting you play how you want, getting you the gear you need to do so. Now we've got a two-handed weapon. If you progress further, you can pull this lever, and it'll raise the bridge again. No real point to that, but it's there if you want to. And here's another reason I recommend coming here early. Not for that bandit, for this, but let's take care of the bandit first, then we'll come back for it. So you can see here, another bandit up ahead. Oh, nice shield bash. Not nice enough. Two-handed weapons, as you can see, are very slow, but people die very quickly. You kill this one, and you take his key, and that'll open the gate right here to get to all the loot. It is possible to sneak past him. If you drop down here and just inch up carefully and take this torch, he'll be leaning against a wall right there. It is possible to hug dangerously close to him, go slow, loop around here, hug this wall, nail this torch, and then carry on. This is not a stealth build, but this cave is very stealth friendly, unlike a lot of them, which is another reason I like it. Here you can see, in case the other guy didn't drop an Iron Warhammer, there's two, these are always here, there's always an Iron Warhammer and an Iron Greatsword here, because it's a little hard to get those kind of weapons in the tutorial mission if you want to be a two-handed build. I don't know why you would want to be one, I actually don't like them and I think they are inefficient, but you can be. Here we get a Conjure Familiar Scroll, that was random scripted. This one, the Clairvoyance, however, a very good spell to have, and it's always here. Let me show you what Clairvoyance does once we get outside again. So let's just learn that spell for now, and I'll show you later. I recommend coming here for that alone, if you don't know the game as well as I do, because Clairvoyance is very useful. When we get here, it's even got its own little forge with the full setup, forge, smelter, grindstone. So you can try some basic forging in this cave when you're done clearing it out. It's even got some iron ores for you, and a skill book on forging if you, ow, just took an arrow from that guy on the bridge. You know, it's got everything you could need to try out forging early on. Whoa. So you can see, very slow, but very painful. That is the two-handed philosophy. Especially with a Warhammer, which is the slowest but most damaging weapon in the game. Obviously, if you got like a Daedric dagger, it's going to be better than an iron Warhammer, but relative to its own weapon types, so all iron, all steel, all Skyforged steel, etc., the Warhammer will always have the highest DPS. That's just how it works. Wow, and here you can get a chest in this one, get some basic... Wow! That is inhumanly fast to see an orcish weapon. I'm level 1 when I came in the cave. The gear was determined when I came in. I have never seen an orcish dagger before level 4. Wow, that is like a god drop. If I was a thief build, this game's trying to tell me something. It clearly is, but nope, that's another place. We'll be thieves on a different one. That drop is insanely lucky to get at this level. Orcish daggers are really good. Not the best in the game, but really good. You can see we've cleared the place out comfortably. Everybody's dead, or at least everybody who's going to be a bother until I move further in. Now let's go back and take a look at this thing. We got some iron ingots. Again, more weaponry if you don't like the weapons you started with. Some iron ore. Skill book on forging. Oops. Well, yeah, I'll take the iron ingots real quick. Why not? Let me just show you something real quick. Here's what a workbench is. Most of you probably know, but I've never actually shown you. So I will try and show you. So you can see I have iron. I can't use it on those because I need a steel ingot if I want to improve my Imperial armor. Yeah, this armor I'm wearing, I got it from the by choosing to go with the Stormcloak in the tutorial dungeon. You can get a full set of Imperial armor, which is equivalent of steel. So it's actually a pretty good choice if you're a heavy armor build. Now, you notice that I couldn't improve my Warhammer there? You do that at the grindstone here. All you do, if you have the ingot required, this requires an iron ingot. I have 2 of them, hence 2 in parentheses. So I just click on it. It'll upgrade it 1 step above, which is fine. It gets a little more damage. And boom, I now have a slightly better Warhammer. This is not going to be a forging build, because I think forging is overpowered as hell. I don't think it's necessary. I just wanted to show off how it works. Those 2 iron ingots I just picked up as well. If I wanted to forge something, I could come here. I don't have any leather, so I wouldn't be able to. But as you can see here, as long as you have the requirements, like 3 leather slips, 5 iron ingots, I have 1, again, and a corrodium ingot, I could make banded iron armor. If I had 2 leather strips, 1 leather strip, I can make a leather armor, a leather helmet, etc., etc. Forging is very simple, just get the materials and make stuff. Very simple, kinda hard to mess it up. Oh, and they have their own shitter. Yeah, that's lovely. I mean, I guess bandits have to shit somewhere. I shouldn't judge, I just think it's funny they actually took the time to program in their toilet. You don't see those in most bandit dungeons. I guess since it's the first one you're going to see, they put a little more effort into it. I mean, it does look nice. Look at this place. I like it. I think it's nice. Bone chimes, you should know what they are already. I've explained them in other videos. Set off, people can detect you're here when you hit them. However, there is another spot in this particular cave I haven't shown you yet, and I'm going to do that now. You can go around back there to get to this, but I like doing it this way. I just think it's more fun. There's an iron ore vein, so that would be your introduction to mining if you had a pickaxe, which, by the way, there's a pickaxe in the first room I forgot to show you, right where we came in. But you can, yep, another side passage here, yada yada yada. Besides that iron vein, I do believe there's a chest over here. At least yep, there is, I'm not crazy. There's a coin purse and a chest back here you can pick if you're a diligent enough explorer to find it. So yeah, it had a couple decent things in it. Nothing I care too much about. Because I don't... Since there is no guild armor for the bards, I'm just going to wear the best heavy armor I find whenever I'm playing this character. I can't make guild armor when it's not there unless I mod it in, which wouldn't be a very pure run, because then nobody could emulate unless they had the same mod as me. So yeah, that's the whole cave. I'll meet you guys back outside, and I'll demonstrate clairvoyance for you. Okay, we're back now on the exit of the mine. You exit out right over here, and I'll take my level real quick. Since this is a two-handed build, I'm going to focus health and stamina much like a sword and shield build. However, the priority is actually on stamina, not health, because of just how much stamina you use up using two-handed weapons. For starters, two-handed builds, I'm wearing heavy armor because I'm not going to have any stamina anyway, and I'm not going to be using magic, so it doesn't matter that my magic will regen slowly. So the primary thing here is not to be tanky, it's to kill them as quick as you possibly can. So the primary is going to be on getting my just raw damage up on my two-handed weapons. Now then, we know our quest is over there in this little town of Riverwood, which we've been to many times. However, I'm going to show you what clairvoyance does, assuming you didn't know that's where you had to go. You use clairvoyance and watch what happens. My man is draining, and look what it does. That's all it does. It's very useful if you're having trouble finding your way somewhere. You use clairvoyance, and it literally marks the path to where you want to go. It does, however, take you to the nearest road and or trails required to get there. It will not just take you in a straight line over mountains, which actually makes it really useful because sometimes there's like a giant mountain like that between you and your target, and you can't just walk right over it, but this will show you the most efficient road to get there. It is a very good spell if you're having trouble getting to your destination. The destination it takes you to will always be based on what quest you have equipped. I only have one right now, so it's taking me to before the storm. Assuming I disable that, you see, no quest. Well, I didn't get enough time. Let me refresh my mana by waiting an hour. See how I'm using mana, but I'm not getting a marker? I don't have a quest, so it doesn't know where to take me. It's a very good spell. I recommend everybody gets it. If you don't know this game really well, absolutely go through that cave and get that spell. Very useful. Anyway, I'm probably not going to be using it because I generally don't need to, but I did want to show it off. So, I'm going to stop here for today. I went over a dungeon with you guys. I went over a lore topic. And again, the Bards Guild is very short, so I want you guys to tell me what you want to see. If there's a specific quest or a location you really like, let me know. I'm not going to get much use out of this character, so let's try and spice it up and, prolong his lifespan more than like 5 videos tops. So, yeah, that'll be that. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Next time, I'll meet you guys outside the Bards College. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy the idea. Let me know what you think, if you like what I'm doing with this character. If you like the idea of doing the miscellaneous task on the Bards Guild playlist, just let me know about all that, okay? So, I'm Nosgard Silverclaw, standing in for Lubrak Gragolab. Yes, his name is so hard for me to pronounce, I have to look just to say it. I can't pronounce it without reading it out loud. And me and my orcish buddy here, we'll see you guys next time, where we'll join the Bards Guild. Have a good one.